Okay, push the button. It says we're live, so here we go, everyone. Welcome, everyone, to the first Xbox Live Party Podcast over on the YouTube Live this week instead of on Twitch. Before we start, I'd just like to say apologies for the slight delay and possible bad connection this week. I have got Vodafone to thank for that, for giving me absolutely shocking internet all week, and it not being happy. So my current sort of upload speeds are atrocious. So if the picture quality is slightly bad, I know about it. We're going to try and get it sorted for next week. So apologies there, but we'll get it out of the way right at the beginning.
Welcome to Potato Land, Ash.
Yeah. I've joined Fabio in the potato land. That's it.
Yeah, the potato got left on the counter too long.
Exactly.
So how has everyone been? Yeah, potato brother.
I'm fine. Thank you very much. What about you guys?
Doing well, enjoying this Saturday as always.
I've enjoyed my stay home more because of the Series X. That has revitalized my gaming appetite. Really has.
Nice.
I had a barbecue, so as you can see, I've caught a bit of colour today compared to how pasty I normally am.
Yeah, normally you're like white.
Yeah.
British weather.
Are you recording while you are drunk? Something like that?
I do have some beer in my Doom glass right now, yeah.
That would make it a much more exciting podcast, wouldn't it? Late night party podcast. That's it.
It's not.
That's a professional podcast
yet.
It's
too early here for that. If you start drinking right now, you got a problem here.
Exactly.
We haven't gone that road where we're in hot tubs yet. So
no, we're on camera this week, so anyone who's watching live, you can finally see all our lovely mushers. You might not be able to if the bit rate's as bad as it looks. We could all look like squares, but hey, we've made an effort at least. We're trying.
Checking out, it looks pretty good.
Oh, that's good. That's good then. It looks better than on my screen. It's absolutely shocking. Oh, it's dreadful. So
Nice.
we'll get started with what we've been playing this week. So, Alucard, what have you been playing now you've got your fancy Series X?
Oh man, I know it's surprising because this game I'm playing doesn't take advantage of the new of Series X, but Octopath Traveler. Wow, that game is really deep, time consuming. It's like a classic RPG and a next gen, style. So if you like JRPGs, like the old style Final Fantasy, this game is for you. This game is pretty awesome, and that's on Game Pass. So
Nice.
go on Game Pass and download it right now. But I've been playing that I play that game hours at a time, and you don't realize how much time goes by with that game. It's wow. The only problem is that the battles, you get attacked every 5 seconds. That's the problem with it. So you're constantly at war with, but it's awesome. And then I'm always playing Gears, usually a couple times a week. I started Medium, which reminds me of Silent Hill. That game is pretty cool.
Yeah, I quite like. I need to finish that.
Are you
myself.
enjoying it?
I just wanted to see what it was about, because but it's gonna be part of of course my backlog that I'm going through. So, but that's about it for right now because I'm trying to play one game at a time if I can, which is really hard to do. So, but yeah, that's for me.
What about you,
Nice.
Bob?
Outriders.
Okay, that explains a lot. Okay, so Slayer.
And I had a really good time with the Xbox Ultimate Aftercast last night. We played Titanfall 2 for about 2 hours.
Nice.
It was a freaking blast.
I've been meaning to
forgot
get
how
into
fun that game
Titanfall
was.
2. I haven't played 2. I played 1 and quite enjoyed it. And then for some reason I never played 2. So it's on my list of things that I'm like, it's there. I should really just jump in and play it again. Definitely.
Yeah, 2 even has a single player campaign. It's pretty neat.
It's really good.
Nice.
Yeah, that game still looks great. Like,
It does. It looks amazing.
yeah.
And didn't Zombie Army 4 get an XS update?
Yeah.
It did, yeah.
It did.
Yeah.
What did that include?
Upgrades.
I'm not sure because I know
120.
Oh,
think,
that is
uh,
last that.
It was already 60 frames, right?
Yeah, it's 120 now.
Oh God, I need another television.
me too.
Yeah.
It's
What-
a good game if you like horde mode. So
And only hard mode.
these-
No, don't expect like to have anything else besides that.
that's it. But it has a campaign. So
Yeah,
how's
that is all about
Outriders then?
Hard mode.
Have they fixed the server issues, or is it still terrible?
I haven't had an issue. For the
Really?
for the first time in like 10 days or a week and a half, whichever. For the first time, I got kicked from the server near the end of a mission. That was the first time it happened in over a week and a half.
I envy you.
And that was because it was a Friday night and it was prime time here on the East Coast. So, I mean, after that, I signed back in. I didn't have an issue. But at one time.
Nice.
Wow.
So probably you know way better how the game is. Is it good? Is it fun? Is it worth it? Even to buy it, not just check it out just because it's on Game Pass.
I mean, yeah, I really do enjoy it. It got a really bad name for itself because everybody was looking forward to playing with one another, and the servers just weren't working in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
But they're getting a lot better, and they really need to fix the loot rate because I'm level 25 right now. I'm playing in World Tier 9, and I've only gotten one legendary, and that was in the demo, and one legendary since I've been playing the full game. 2 legendaries. They gotta fix that drop rate. It's atrocious.
Mm.
Oh yeah, they like hotfixed that recently, didn't they? Where like people were like, there was like an exploit or whatever where they were getting like 12 or something like that from
Well,
like the expeditions, and I think that
If
they were like
nerfed
happy
it,
about it.
They went too far with the nerf. If they did nerf it.
Holy shit.
that sucks.
Yeah, they've been nerfing a lot, and like I feel like a lot of people were mad about that because like they nerfed like they literally nerfed pretty much like all the classes across the board, and people were like, why? There's no PvP aspect in this game, so why would you nerf the classes? Like,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous. Yeah.
Maybe because
I mean-
that's easier to do. Simple.
So what if you're overpowerful? That shit's
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, exactly. Nah, I think it's probably like the same thing where like Anthem, where they just don't have enough content, so they're just like trying to like slow you down, so that way.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
fucked up.
That's not.
That's-
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
But
They, that's just
It's-
my opinion.
Is Borderlands the only shoot and loot game that is good in terms of everything, of every aspect, loot drop and the fun factor?
Well, I thought Borderlands had too many guns. I got so confused. Oh my god,
That's funny.
I couldn't handle it. It's like you have to sell them because you've run out of space to put them.
I feel
I'm
like
the
you're
same
in the
there.
minority.
Oh, really?
I
You
just
disappoint me.
I like Borderlands. I just
No,
was
shut
never
up.
really
You
into it.
disappoint me.
I know too many people that are in Borderlands as voice actors, and they'll be annoyed that I don't particularly care for the game. But it is a good
Yeah.
game. It's fun. But I don't play it on my own. I only play it with like friends. I can't play it solo. I find Borderlands much more fun with a group or at least one other friend playing co-op.
Yeah.
I just find it a bit bland. It's not a bland game. It looks gorgeous with like the cel shaded art and stuff, and I love how it plays and all that sort of stuff. It doesn't do anything for me. But when I'm playing it with friends, it's so fun. But on my own, I just do not enjoy it. I don't know if that's just how I play, but I don't know.
Is
Well, I will say the one thing that Outriders has going for it, I mean, that it's one of its very, very strong points is like say in Borderlands, you get a gun and you really like the gun. You like the way it works. Its rate of fire, its damage, its magazine size, how much ammo you can keep in reserve. He was right. There's so many guns in Borderlands, you may never find that gun again at a higher level. In Outriders, if you get attached to a weapon in Outriders, you can take all the other weapons that you pick up and you can break them all down, and then you can go to the engineer in your camp and you can have that weapon leveled up to where it's comparable again. You can have its attributes raised, you can swap out its mods, you can keep that same weapon through the whole game and just go and level it up along with your character. That's nice. A very strong point. And I've got a gun right now called a Red Widow LMG, and I love it so much that I just keep swapping out mods for better mods that I find and leveling it up with my character.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's something that both Anthem and Destiny 1 should have done. Because let's just say that you like a piece of armor or a weapon, but too bad, now you have to get this ridiculous piece of armor just because it has 1+1 lights. So because with more light status, you level up way faster. There was something like that, and there was complete bullshit on Destiny 1.
Yep.
What about you, Slayer? What have you been playing this week?
So for me, I played a couple more indie games as per usual. I usually play them like sporadically throughout the week.
No Shotgun Farmers?
No. maybe this week. Who knows?
The Gino's reaction is just the best.
I finished off Cameo, so excited about that. Another game.
Nice.
Like just that I got rid of from my backlog. So that's always
Did you
nice.
like it? Did you like it?
So yeah, I mean, this was actually my second time playing it. I actually played it the very first time when it came out when I got a 360, which was years ago. And yeah, no, it was. I love the game. I really do. It's I kind of wish there was a sequel. Unfortunately, I don't think that's ever gonna happen. So
yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, I played a little bit of Overcooked 2 with a couple buddies of mine. That was kind of fun. And then I actually tried out. I know that I heard from a friend of mine that Dauntless, the free-to-play game, it's kind of like Monster Hunter, like I guess Monster Hunter Lite. I guess I like to call it, because basically that's what it is. That's kind of the gameplay of that game. I played that for a bit. I kind of like started over because I heard from him from a friend of mine that they kind of like reset everything. They revamped like the starting area, the starting quest, all that stuff. So I was like, oh yeah, I guess we could give it a shot. So we've been playing a little bit of that, and that's pretty much it.
There's some perks, isn't there, with the Game Pass Ultimate? I think for Dauntless this month, if I'm right. Was there a free?
I think so, yeah.
A DLC pack for it, not anything fancy, just like a little sort of like costume or weapon pack. I'm sure I saw it the other day because I was like, "Ooh, I haven't played Dauntless in a while. Maybe I should jump back in." So.
Yeah, no, definitely. I do. Yeah, I'm gonna check that out actually. I don't remember, but definitely gonna check out the perks probably later on tonight.
Yeah, I know they've been reset over the last couple of days, but I'm sure it was Dauntless. I may be wrong, so I apologise if I am, but it made me think about it the other day, so I'm sure it was, because that's the only reason I would have thought that game, to be fair. What about you, Gina? What have you been playing?
Well, I finally managed to finish Sea of Solitude this week. A short game that for some reason took me forever to get through. I don't know what to say about that game, really. The storyline is kind of what it hinges on, and it didn't connect with me at all until the depressed boyfriend turned up, which for some reason I connected with him, so that's something I need to go look at. Once I finished that, I moved on to Rain on Your Parade, which is showing at the moment. I did about an hour and a half of that last night, which is roughly, it came at one point to me, I was halfway through the game. I think it's going to be quite a short one. And like Bob, I am having issues every 20 minutes when I try to get into Outriders, so I've given that a 3-week break, and I've moved on to Enlisted, which I'm really enjoying.
Nice.
I've
That's one
downloaded
of the games that
Enlisted.
I'm looking forward. Yeah,
It looks
that's
so
one of the
good.
games that I'm looking forward to. Yeah, especially with the Series X and S optimization.
Yeah, there's moments where it's beautiful. Like my brother, he likes just playing games. He doesn't care about cutscenes. He doesn't care about stories in games. He doesn't mess around with everything. He's old school. He just likes to point a gun at someone and shoot it. But he's regularly capturing screenshots of the Series X and sending it to our group chat. Like, doesn't this look amazing? I'm like, yeah, it's a beautiful game, man.
Nice.
What have you been playing then, Fabio?
So, as you guys know, I finally got myself a Xbox Series S, and I'm having a blast with it. But since I'm still not being able to connect the console with an internet cable, it's taking a long time to download the games. So far, I played Sea of Thieves, I played Grounded, I played Minecraft Dungeons, and I also been playing during this week a little game called The Tourist. All of those games are available on Game Pass, and all of those games are available. Do have a series next gen optimizations, and really fun. The Tourist is pretty simple, nothing like mind blowing, but some it's an indie game, really simple, really short, but with a lot of stuff to do. I would say, in my opinion, for what for the purpose of the game. And yeah, I had a blast. You guys should check it out just to see how it goes because it's available on Game Pass. So
Yeah,
really nice.
I finished The Tourist, and it's definitely worth playing it through. Maybe not if you're not into achievements. Don't go for the 1000G because some of the achievements are annoying. But if you just want to
Yeah.
play like a fun game where you don't have to stress or anything like that, it's a nice. It looks gorgeous, and it's just a nice, relaxing little game, really. So I definitely recommend it.
Yeah, it is relaxing. You're just like, like I don't have to stress out. Just walk around and figure out some puzzles.
I've been loving games like that recently. I'm getting into the whole. I don't want to stress anymore. I just want to sit and just relax. I got something of Mara. I can't remember what it's called. It's just like
Project Mara.
No. Something like Islands of Mara or something like that. It's like you live on a little island and it's like a farming simulator-y, sort of like a mix of Animal Crossing and a few other games, basically. So that's what I played a while back. That was quite relaxing in that sort of sense. So
Nice.
I'm terrible with names of games, aren't I? As you can see, my brain works. But
it's not to say that we have a gaming podcast, we have a gaming YouTube channel, but we don't know the game.
I can remember what I'm playing this week, but I played that many. It just blurs in eventually, especially the smaller ones or the ones I don't play for a huge amount of time. So, you played much else? You played much else this week, or is that pretty much everything?
Yeah, that was pretty much everything because I'm still waiting for my other games to download and get installed on my Series S. It's just taking way. I'm really impressed with the file sizes. Like, while with Sea of Thieves on the Xbox One X is like 50 gigabytes, on the Series S is 17.
Wow,
it's pretty good.
It's just like ridiculous. Like Gears 5 is 70 gigabytes on the One X. On the Series S is like 33.
Wow. That's
it's
really
just
good.
Ridiculous.
That's really, really good.
I guess they're not getting like certain like 4K textures or whatever. That's why.
Yeah, but still, it looks really good. The games there. The games they all feel great. I'm really enjoying so far the Series S. No problems whatsoever, even with the storage.
That's good then. That's good. I've heard really good things about the Series S, to be fair. So I definitely want to get one at some point.
Yeah, but we've been also we heard also a lot of hate towards it.
Yeah, but people will always be like that. I won't worry. So
It makes no sense. If you're gonna hate on a lower, like powerful console, then you'd probably hate the Switch, then, wouldn't you? You know, like,
Or 60% of PC setups.
yeah, it makes no sense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
but for me, I haven't played that much this week. I've as you can see, this video. I've been playing that Rain on Your Parade. I played that probably about an hour and a half now. That's really fun. I quite enjoy that.
I just got to my favourite level.
Oh, the Metal Gear Solid one.
Yeah.
Have you played the Doom level yet?
No, I haven't got to that bit yet.
No, it's if you go into your house and your little house further in the game, there's like an arcade machine. You go in it and it's a first person get level, and it's like Doom. So you're like going around shooting things, proper Doom style. It's
Nice.
I definitely recommend trying that if you can. Honestly, this game it's so simple, but like there's so many different types of levels. It's on Game Pass as well, so I definitely recommend picking it up. I think it's only going to take about 2 hours, maybe 3 if you're going to get all achievements, if that. But I think if you really hammer it, you could do it in 2. But it's got like sort of basic humor, like low humor, and I quite enjoy that. And I like there's so many they take mess out of microtransactions in games. It takes the mess out of games. It sort of loads of what's the word for it? Like
it's got nostalgia.
Yeah, nostalgia, homages. Yeah, Frogger and his brother, Frogger and his brother, and stuff like that. It's just stupid. Yeah. It's so fun, and I'm really enjoying it. So I definitely recommend people pick that up and give it a play, especially while it's free. And then other than that, I've only really played Assassin's Creed 2 on the Ezio collection this week. So I finished the story last night. Well, I say that. I finished the story this morning because I was talking to you while I was playing, Fabio, and my internet kicked out, which then kicked me out of all the games and back to dashboard. And it was like midnight, and I was like, no, I'll do that in the morning. So I'm halfway through the last boss fight, and it kicks me out. But luckily, because of fast resume, quick resume, I just jumped straight back in this morning when I switched my Xbox on and just finished it off. I only had like 10 minutes left, nice. So even though like I hadn't closed the game or like jumped out of the game, it had been kicked out because like my internet had kicked out and my whole Xbox just didn't like the fact that my internet had died. I didn't lose any progress. I just started straight back up to where I was. So that was good. So yeah.
Did you like it?
I really enjoyed the story up until the end because the end was crap. I just when it got to like aliens, I just didn't care.
You're not the only one. Trust me.
As someone who, like I say, I played Valhalla and I like Valhalla, barring the ending and the stupid assassin stuff. If it was just a Viking game, it was awesome. Now this one, I did actually like the Assassins and Templar storyline, and even the real world stuff was actually more enjoyable than Valhalla. It wasn't as near a good game, but I liked the fact it was condensed compared to Valhalla. There was a lot less running around in giant open worlds trying to figure out what I was doing or where things were. It was very cut and dry, like go here, go there. And like I said, I think I've spent about 16 hours in it, and I finished it, and all I've got left to do now are the feathers, collect the rest of the feathers, which I'm working through now, and I've got to pick up a few more of those. I think it's like glyphs on the wall to unlock a video, and every time you unlock one, you get like a 2-second of a video. So that's what I'm doing. That's what I'll probably do now. I might not rush into it because I'm a bit worn out of going from Valhalla into Assassin's Creed 2 and playing them through. I'm getting a bit burnt out of Assassin's Creed. I might play a few other games for rest of the week and just work on getting the feathers and stuff like bit by bit, and then have a week or so off, and then I'm going to jump into probably whatever's next. Is it Brotherhood or Revelations next for Ezio? Brotherhood will be next. But yeah, I must admit, if you've never played Assassin's Creed, the Ezio collection is really good. And it's even got like a short film on it, hasn't it, about Ezio's dad, which I found by accident when I was messing on the menu, and I didn't know that was in it, because it doesn't. When you switch the game on, you have to go left, but you don't go left. but there's no reason to go left. It's like hidden.
I think it also has a video from the Ezio's last days, something
yeah.
like that.
Yeah, I ain't got to the end yet though, so I'm trying not to look at that side of it. So
That movie is so good. That little movie is really. I'm sorry, but it's just so beautiful.
Yeah, I think the one you're talking about is animated, right? But the one that is in the beginning,
it's
actually
live action. It's live action with like
Exactly.
over like computer generated environments. Sometimes it stands out a bit, and it was all right. I watched it. I didn't have a clue what was going on because, like I say, I haven't played Assassin's Creed 1, and I really should have first. But hey, I'm going to jump into Assassin's Creed 1 at some point just to get a rough.
You didn't need to.
To be fair, I've enjoyed 2 as if it was its own standalone game. Apart from why Desmond was in the place he was in, that doesn't get covered at all in 2. The rest of it is very. You can literally follow along with it. So I was trying to find like a video of like the history of Assassin's Creed 1 or like a what happened in Assassin's Creed 1 recap video, just so then I don't have to rush to play it. So.
Here's the thing: you will only end up playing Assassin's Creed 1 just to know what the hell is happening to Desmond. But the story about the assassin in the first game and the second game is completely different. Simple as that. So
yeah. But I'm really enjoying it. I like the Ezio character. I kind of get why people like him more than some of the other Assassin's Creed characters.
Another thing is that the Desmond sessions in Assassin's Creed 1 are boring as hell. Okay? Just give you this piece of incentive for you to play it.
Apart from the very last revelation is him, and you're like, oh my god. Like nothing happens for the entire game is Desmond, and then right at the end is, oh, wow, that's amazing.
Like one thing that I think is funny about Assassin's Creed games is that every single game from the first one to Assassin's Creed 3, in my opinion, is like the ending is the same thing. It's a black screen. That's it. It's over. Go play the next game now. It's just like the same thing.
Yeah, it doesn't end. Even Valhalla had a crap. Like my opinion of Valhalla, it was just like, and that's how it ended. And then nothing gets. It sets it up, and nothing ever happens. It's like it's a setup to the next game, which is a setup to the next game, which is a setup. That's how it comes across from the couple I've finished. And I was like, it can't be as bad as Valhalla's ending, and I was wrong.
It's just like the same thing if Star Wars Episode 5 ended with Darth Vader saying, Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your father, and then black screen.
Yeah, that's it. I agree. I totally agree.
It's exactly the same thing.
But that's all I've been playing. I've had a pretty quiet week in gaming because I've been really focusing on like Assassin's Creed 2. So should we jump into our many things? Well, I say many things. It's actually quite a short week this to chat about. We're just making stuff up now. Yeah, just make it up.
Took a week off.
Yeah, it's been there's been no announcements that I can see, real big announcements from Microsoft, which is a shame. They've set us up for such great things. We wake up on Monday and we're like, what's it going to be this week? And then this week there was nothing. Absolutely jack all from Microsoft really this week.
Exactly.
We'll go through what we've got. I mean, there's a few things to talk about. Some of them aren't that exciting, so we'll just sort of run through them and we'll get to the good stuff. So, first up, we've got that Sonic Colors is supposedly getting a remaster, and it's supposedly, hopefully, coming to other consoles, not just Nintendo, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
So this was leaked, I believe, by the audio company that's doing the dubbing for it. They posted up a listing or either saying they've done the work on it or they're hiring for voice actors for it, saying it's a remaster.
Yeah, it was spotted on a German voiceover studios portfolio and followed by an Xbox One listing on a French retailer site.
There you go, see. So, I've never played Sonic Colors. I don't think it's one of the better ones, but I like Sonic, and it's nice to have more games that I can play with my kids around. So, I'm happy for that, but there's not much to talk about. It sounds like it's a given. It is coming at some point, but it doesn't sound like it's going to be next gen. It sounds like it's just going to be a sort of HD port by the looks.
Go, but like, did anyone here play Sonic Colors? I didn't,
No.
because like the last game that I was truly excited for Sonic was like Sonic Mania, which was a game to make references from the old games, the first and the second one. The 3D games, I just don't like it.
I like Generations, but other than like Adventure 1 and 2, the 3D games have sucked pretty much, and the ones on the Wii have especially sucked. They are awful. They're all pretty awful. Although I want to play that one where you get a sword. I don't know why, but it's made by some like random team where he's got like, yeah, Black Sonic and the Black Knight. He runs around with like a knight's sword and he just slashes through people.
Probably they sucked, but probably not as bad as Sonic Boom.
No, that is the worst one. That's definitely the worst one. But
right, apologies, guys. I did say it's going to be a quick one for me tonight. I'm going to have to shoot already. I know we started a bit late.
Yes, don't worry about it. Don't worry. At least you've turned up. So we will see you next time.
Fired.
Yeah.
No worries.
No worries. Yeah. Good luck with a replacement.
I'll
catch you guys later. Bye.
See you later, mate.
Take care.
So we'll move on to the next bit of news. The Sony Group has invested another $200 million, I believe, into Epic Games.
Yeah,
which
crazy.
Supposedly, I was reading something on this the other day. I can't remember where it was. It was probably one of those ones where I'm either at work or I'm on Lou and I'm just scrolling, and it was something that 200 million is part of like a $1 billion Epic have raised to sort of do some new sort of project. Now it's not. It doesn't even sound like it's game related. It sounds like they were going after like some other type of already existing business. They were wanting to set up their own sort of competitor, and I can't remember what it was, so I apologise. I'm rubbish at this, but I read it and it was like the money they're raising isn't for like the Epic Store, it isn't for games, it's like a business venture for something else basically. So Sony are just investing in that to get a bit of a return, I assume. I don't know if any of you have heard any more on it.
No,
it says here. Oh, no, it's just a bunch of different investors that invested into it. Yeah, it says something about Hollywood production.
Yeah, it's a strange one.
Would you say that with Sony investing more money on Epic Games, it's a way for them to, on the long run, to acquire Epic Games or something like that? Or is it only like a deal and just to make a small partnership on something and that's it?
I don't think they can afford it.
No, it's just they're just putting a payment in. They're just
definitely not.
The other people that are investing are probably investing more than Sony. Sony are putting such small amounts of investments in, but they know it's probably a smart bet on them. They probably already made that money back they already invested, so they're probably just like, well, we'll do it again now, and they'll just keep doing it every couple of years or year or two. They'll pump a little bit more in when they make a bit back. I mean, Epic are making a shit ton of money from Fortnite alone.
Yeah, it says it here that with this financing, they're valued at $28.7 billion now.
So 200 million is nothing.
Definitely not. They definitely can't afford that.
That's more than their yearly earnings, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
And they're not going to be able to afford Epic when they're buying Square Enix, according to people online. So we'll get to that in a little bit. Everyone's buying Square Enix.
Yeah, but I think this kind of is like this. This is probably an investment for like the concerts and stuff that Epic does in Fortnite and stuff like that. I guess events like that in their games, probably.
Yeah,
this is all about Fortnite, probably.
It's not what I was reading. It's not. It's some kind of weird multimedia investment, and it's just a business deal. Like it just happens to be Sony and Epic, but there's other people, like I say. So
because I think it's funny because I think it was 2 years ago, 2019 or 2020, I don't remember anymore, that Sony announced that they bought like 1.4% or 2.4% of Epic Games, and everyone was like, oh my god, Sony wants to acquire Epic Games, Gears of War is ours. Like, what?
What?
Yeah, bro. Brazilian PlayStation fanboys. I'm not kidding.
Oh,
Wow.
And here's what happened. Like again, they are investing more money into Epic Games. So is this a proof that they are going to try to somehow buy it, or it's just a little partnership, or is it like just to say that their relationship is really close to each other?
it's just a business deal,
Probably,
I think.
yeah.
Doesn't
Probably.
doesn't Sony Pictures, don't they have there's like a Last of Us movie and a Nathan Drake movie? Don't they have these
Mhm.
movies coming out?
Yep.
Yeah.
Perhaps
Eventually,
this is
whenever that is.
perhaps this is investment in Epic to help with the graphical side of those productions.
Maybe.
Could be, yeah.
It says here that Tim Sweeney commented on this. Their investment will help accelerate our work around building connected social experiences in Fortnite, Rocket League, and Fall Guys, while empowering game developers and creators with Unreal Engine, Epic Online Services, and the Epic Game Store.
There you go.
Mm.
Yeah.
So,
That's
yeah,
about it.
we'll probably hear more about that one day in the future. But at the moment, they're just slowly invested in them bit by bit. It's
Hey,
to
I'd
be
rather
fair though,
Sony
Tencent are doing
invest
the
in-
same though with everyone. When they're not outright buying them, Tencent are putting money into every little
Yeah.
company here,
I
there,
was
and
I was
everywhere.
gonna say I'd rather have Sony do it than Tencent. You know,
Hmm.
like no, thank you.
Bro, that is just a business practice. So we will give you some money so we can have some money in return. That's it. Simple as that. Then we got also good news for PlayStation players. Call of Duty, the game that was announced as a temporary Xbox exclusive for the next gen and also Xbox One, is now being announced to come to PS4 and PS5. So very nice. I haven't played it yet. Call of Duty. What do you
Well,
guys think?
Why would they want to play it on PlayStation? Isn't it Game Pass trash?
Exactly.
That's what I
Yeah, it's another Game Pass filler, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, it's coming out in
Exactly.
May. It's coming out in May. They've said they haven't given an exact day, but they have said May. I've played this twice, nearly through. I'm about one
Wow.
chapter away from the end of finishing it again. It's
I
really
assume
fun.
you like it.
Any particular reason, or is it just because you
It's
like it that
I
much?
played it on
Or maybe
Xbox and I played it
achievements.
on PC, and it's two separate achievement stacks. I'm not gonna lie,
Uh,
but it's a
Of
fun little
course, it's
game.
achievements.
It's a really good game. If you like sort of games like Myst, where there's no combat, but it's like puzzles and you're walking around the environment and you have to sort of read notes and stuff to get an idea of the world and stuff like that. And honestly, it's not the best looking game, but the art style it has is really gorgeous. Like the water doesn't stack up to Sea of Thieves, but it's got its own unique sort of vibrant colours and stuff. And if you've got a next gen console, I definitely recommend giving it a try on that. So
If you like this type of game, you go and play The Witness, and then if you don't have The Witness, you go and play Call of Duty.
oh man, I try Witness, man. That game.
It's just puzzles. It's just puzzles. But I
Yeah,
bet that Call of Duty is going to be way more fun.
The difficulty ramps up in that game so much. Like I played it for I think 2 hours straight. My brain was fried. I was just like, oh man, I gotta go to sleep after this because it was
Yeah.
really late too.
yeah, Call of the Sea is a lot more straightforward. Like there's only like 2 or 3 puzzles in there that you'll have your head really scratching, and even then they're not that hard.
Nice.
But
Now, with regards to the achievements, are there like any missable ones or?
yes, there's a hidden item in every chapter. So I think there's 6 or 7 chapters. There's a hidden item in each chapter. If you're looking around for everything, you'll find them. They're normally quite obvious, or just look online if you're that desperate. But you could do it with a guide. I'd say in about 3 hours.
Okay.
But I would recommend play it through without a guide, because there's 2 endings, and you only have to see one of them to get the achievement for finishing it. But I would definitely recommend at least playing through it and enjoying it and experiencing it before just speed running through. But I think you can pick chapters to go back to anyway if you've missed anything.
Good.
So
Okay. That was gonna be my next question because I was like, I don't like games where it's like like you finish it and that's it. You got to restart the whole game over to like replay
no,
chapters.
I agree.
For one more, I was going to ask you. I don't like games where you have to think. That's my case. No, just kidding. Just kidding.
But I would recommend playing it sooner rather than later because it could only be a 6-month Game Pass deal, and now it's coming to PlayStation.
Yeah.
It may drop from Game Pass. I mean, I'm not saying it will. They could have a stupidly long one, but it is normal. Sometimes they do drop, so it's coming to that sort of window now where it could drop out next month when it comes to PlayStation. So just to be sure, I'd recommend at least giving it a try if it's something you want to play.
All right, cool. Thanks. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've always been interested in this game. There's just so many other games that came out. It's just like,
I jumped on that at launch because it was just one of the few next gen games I owned when it first came, when the Series X, and well, it didn't have to buy it, should I say, because of Game Pass. So I sort of played through that and a couple of other games at launch. So I definitely recommend it. If you are an achievement hunter, there is it's got 2 separate lists. So the PC version is separate to the Xbox version. So
cool.
2000G.
Nice.
It also says here,
Nice,
interesting little side note. It says here on the Xbox Series X side of things, Call of Duty was enhanced to run at 4K with 60 FPS at launch. Right now, there's been no confirmation that these upgrades will be available for the PS5 version of the game when it launches next month. Interesting.
We will see.
Why they wouldn't confirm that if it was true.
Yeah, you would normally, if it does work and it's going to be there, you'd normally announce it, don't they? That's what normally happens.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So that's interesting. We'll have to keep an eye on that and see if they do ever come out with anything different. Let's move on.
We also got a topic, another PlayStation related topic, that is a leaker said that Bloodborne Remaster is coming to PC after Days Gone.
It sounded like you said a licker then, not a leaker on my audio. I was like, a licker from Resident Evil's telling us about Bloodborne.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You didn't read this on Reset Error, did you?
What? No. I don't think I did. Let me check this right now. Now I'm afraid.
If it does, it's great for those people that haven't got PS5s yet or don't want a PS5 and that love that type of game. I think it will come eventually. You don't put coming to PC in the future on your fucking trailer if it's not coming to PC. I don't care if they went, "Oh, that's a mistake." You wouldn't put it on your blooming launch trailer, your reveal trailer at your Sony showcase if you didn't mean it. They just realised, someone called an audible at the last minute and went, actually, we want to just say it's only on PS5 for now to make sure we push those PS5 sales. So I have no doubt it'll eventually come. It may not come straight away, but I can see Bloodborne come in. I can see other PlayStation games come in. I'm looking forward to Days Gone, though. I tell you that the upgrades, they did a trailer the other day with all the upgrades, and it looks like it runs loads better on the PC if you've got a PC good enough to handle it. So I definitely.
Are you telling me that finally Bloodborne will be able to run at 60 frames per second?
Well, I'm not saying anything about Bloodborne. It may do, but Days Gone though runs fantastic by the sounds of that's what the trailer says. But I definitely want to play it. I'll definitely pick it up on PC at some point. I might not buy it day one, but I'll definitely put it on my list of things I want to play. Because I'm a big sucker for zombie games. And I remember when that first got announced and they had that big horde of zombies coming over the hill of the train tracks and it was chasing him. And I was like, that looks amazing. And then I just forgot about it and I never heard from it. And then when it finally did come out, I didn't play on PlayStation anymore. I was playing on my Xbox at the time. So I never jumped in and got it. So...
World War Z will give you the same feeling.
Yeah, I quite enjoyed World War Z. Although I played it solo, and I feel like it would be more fun in a group because the AI is awful on the campaign. They like running to walls and stuff, and I'm like, "What are you doing? Shoot the zombies!"
And I know we talked about this last week, but isn't it? Speaking of Days Gone, isn't it interesting how Sony's investing into Epic Games with all this money, but yet they shot down the Days Gone too.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
which was supposed to be like an open world multiplayer game, if I imagine, which is all the rage nowadays. So you think they'd be well into that?
Yeah,
especially with like GTA 6 and stuff like that, and every other version of like Red Dead 2 online and stuff. So
And aren't they also like investing into mobile too? Like, didn't they say that they want to invest?
yeah,
into
we
mobile?
talked about this
Yeah,
last
yeah,
week.
yeah.
They've hired or they're hiring someone to be like the head of bringing their franchises to mobile. So what that could mean anything. I mean, that could literally just be outsourcing to other companies to like the IPs for mobile games, or porting older versions of games to mobile. I mean, I play GTA. Have you played like the GTA Vice City and 3 on mobile on iPhone? That it plays fantastic. The fact
It
that you
does,
can
yeah.
play it like almost identically to your old, like you did on your PS2 on your phone nowadays,
Yeah, that
blows my
was
mind
crazy.
how good it is.
Well,
That was crazy.
would you say that they are really trying to like put their games to be playable on mobile, just like xCloud does for Xbox? Or would you say that is only we will be making games with the IPs that we own to make mobile style of games, just like Gears Pop?
I think
I
it'll
think
be
they're
something like
gonna
that.
spin-offs.
Yeah, it'll be like what Nintendo did with Mario and Mario Kart and Fire Emblem.
Mhm.
Because didn't
Yeah.
Fire Emblem make a ton of money, or Mario Kart has made a ton of money on mobile? It's horrible. It's such a bad. It's not a game that's anywhere near the like original, but it
Mhm.
makes money. And if they can just outsource it for make a bit of money on the side, and they don't have to do any of the work. They just be like, yeah, you make it, and we get a cut. It
Yeah.
makes sense. Speaking of Gears Pop, that's something I have played this week quite a bit. Not a few hours a day. I've played Gears Pop just to
I played that. I
Why?
didn't know it's still
because
supported.
the,
I thought it was shut
it
It's
gets
going to
shut
die.
down on the 26th because they've made it
Oh.
really easy to level some of the things up, and I was only shy of a couple of the achievement leveling up. Like, so I jumped on and got the last couple that I could physically get after like 2 hours, and I was like, it saves me having to not have them missing on my gamer score. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to get all the achievements because some of them I haven't got that much time or effort or care.
Yeah.
But it was like get to level 20, and I've
some of the
so
some of the achievements are related to ranking.
yeah, I'm not going to get them. Some of them are like complete
It's
1,000
fucked up.
multiplayer games, and I think I've finished about 30, 40. I haven't played a lot, do you know what I mean? But I wanted just to jump in and before it gets shut down, see how close I was to some of the achievements. And I think I unlocked about 4 or 5. And I'm not going to play it again now. That's me done. I've deleted it. But
Yeah.
I've got those couple, and I wanted to see if they'd put anything in, because normally when games get shut down on the last few sort of month or so, they go crazy with stupid things. But on this, they've just sort of buffed everything to the point no one else is buffed because everyone's got the same buffs. So it just feels like playing it before. So
I can't like ever put money into mobile games ever again, because like there was this one game that I like spent money on, and then they shut down the game, so you can't play it anymore, and that pissed me off so bad. I was like, I ain't never spending money on a mobile game ever again.
I used to
No
spend too
way.
much on that Simpsons
Oh,
virtual that Springfield game.
Oh, the beer tap or whatever, something like that.
Yeah, whatever it is, Springfield Tap or something like that. Simpsons Tap
Yeah,
Tap
yeah.
Tapped Out. That was
Is
it.
everyone really so addicted to mobile games?
Well, I haven't
Really?
played it in years,
They're
but
terrible,
back in
though.
the day, I used to play them. It was like saying, I don't touch mobile gaming hardly at all. I think the only games I've played recently, I tried Forza Street just to see if it was all right for my son to play, and that's crap. I tried that new Crash Bandicoot game, and that is absolutely awful. So
We have somebody in the chat, by the way.
oh, do we?
Nice.
Hello, Jefferson. How's it going? He's put.
Thank you so much, Jefferson.
I heard PlayStation is getting their own Game Pass. It's been rumored. The previous head of the creator of Gears of War last week said that Sony are working on a counterpunch to Game Pass, and he'd heard that from people who obviously work within Sony and the teams he's usually worked in, but they've not said what it is, who it is, what the plan is, but yeah, they're definitely going to do it. That one way or another, Sony are going to do something.
Like, even though it's a rumor, it's good that it happens. Like, it's a great service. It's a great way for them to get more popularity as well as money. Game Pass is being just great for Xbox, and it will be great also from PlayStation. We just need to see how they work with it.
Yeah.
They need to rebrand it though. They need to rebrand PS Now to something different, just to get away from that PS Now
Yeah, keep them
stigma.
separate or just
stink
change
of-
the name.
But it
PS
could be.
tomorrow.
Some people have sort of hinted it could be like putting all the backwards compatible games on like via streaming, that to make their PS Now more appealing. I don't know. There's no real concrete evidence, although I would assume it's happening if someone who's previously like been ahead of a Sony team who speaks to regularly to Sony people says it. They've heard that they're at least working on it. It may not come straight away, but I'd expect it sooner rather than later, though, in the future.
hmm
I mean, I would love that. I definitely would get a PS5 if they did that.
Oh
Like,
yeah, same. I
mean-
tried PS Now on my PC and it didn't work very well. But if they had the equivalent of Xbox Game Pass on PlayStation and you could just get all their day one exclusives, I would. Or even if
Yeah.
it was just all their exclusives a bit later,
He-
I would definitely
Oh,
be
yeah.
more interested to
Here's
pick
the
it up.
thing. I don't think they would be willing to try to do that, to make their exclusive games totally available day one. I think it would be something like EA Play, where it is 10 hours of the game, or 5 hours, 7 hours of the game, and then you have to buy the game.
Yeah, but half
know,
of PlayStation
even-
games would be
even
finished in
that,
10
I
hours.
mean, even that, I would still buy it. Like if they said, "Oh, you get the exclusives 6 months or 3 months after the release," I'd be like, "Hell yeah!" I'd still
Mhm.
do it.
Yeah,
I'd
it's
still
such
buy
good
it.
value.
Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that would be a bad thing, or just to say that this service, if it happens, is going to be worse than Game Pass. I'm just saying that I doubt that Sony will be willing to put their new games, exclusive games, day one on their subscription service.
Yeah.
Totally
Yeah,
available.
especially since they love the $70 price tag now.
Exactly.
That's-
Not just by the
oh,
price tag,
man.
but with what
God.
the Days Gone director said it, that Sony is always trying to make smart moves to survive because they don't have that much money as Microsoft has.
That's too much, I think. I'm sorry, 70. I'm not paying $70 for all those games.
You know what's weird though? Like just real quick, just speaking of PS Now, like isn't it very strange that they're still having so many issues with like the latency and stuff when wasn't it like a couple of years ago where they announced like this deal with Microsoft where they were gonna like utilize the Azure servers from them and like kind of
Yeah.
like learn from them? Like that's
But they never
thought
said
that's
what
the
it was
whole point was
for, did it? So they might
Yeah.
it might even be for PS Now, or maybe they're building a successor to it. So it's not really part of PS Now. It's going to be whatever comes in
I
the
think
future.
I
So
thought
weird.
that the cloud service from Microsoft would be used only for their PlayStation Network to
Mm.
get better connection and better UI.
Interesting. I
That's
thought
what I
it was for PS
thought.
Now.
It can be something different.
Yeah. It's weird.
We'll move
But
on
like,
to the next topic.
but
'Cause we
just
could be here all day,
just-
though, couldn't we?
just- Okay.
Go on, then.
but
Go what
just
you're going to
finish,
say.
I hope that this rumor becomes true, like that they have an answer for Game Pass. That would be nice.
It would explain, though, why Microsoft is so heavily getting into Game Pass, because they need to get that as big as possible before any competitor really crops up. I mean, I bet they were worried when Stadia happened, but I bet they're having a good chuckle about that now. But if Sony came into the room, or if Tencent launches with all of its games on its own platform, I mean, Tencent could literally fill its own game subscription service without having to deal with anyone else. They own
they
so
could.
much. And a lot of their Tencent games that Tencent own are on Game Pass, like Darksiders. I'm sure Tencent own them now. They own THQ, don't they? Tencent, the THQ
Really?
guys, or is that someone else that bought them? But no,
THQ Nordic?
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
I'm sure Tencent have invested in their sort of whichever
I
company
don't
now
remember
own
now.
THQ
Oh,
Nordic.
man, I hope not.
I don't think they fully own it, but I think they've put an investment into it. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
But Microsoft are going to go all out, hopefully to get that. And I mean, I'm gonna slide it in now, ready to the next topic. There has been rumours that they're going to be some more big day one games that are third party coming to Game Pass. So we've got MLB. We've had Outriders. Supposedly there's more coming this year, but one of them was Battlefield 6 that's been rumoured. But the thing we're going to talk about today with Battlefield 6 is supposedly that it's going to be next gen only, so it won't be a cross gen game. It's only going to come out for the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and PC, and it's going to skip the Xbox One and PS4. So,
well,
I mean, I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, I'm not
it's gonna
complaining.
happen eventually.
I mean, I know
That's
there's a lot of
fine.
people out there that still have the old consoles, but you know, like it's just it's just a matter of time, right? And you know, it's obviously gonna like trickle down. It's not gonna be every game all at once, but you know, it's inevitable. So it's a good thing that they're kind of focusing more on like the power of the next gen consoles. So
Yeah, I think it'd be a good. I don't know. I feel like it would be good at day one as well on Game Pass, but it's an EA game. It'll be on EA Play, so I don't get. Is it going to be an EA Play game that's also on Game Pass, but on day one on Game Pass, and then it goes to EA Play later? How's it going to work if it is like
well, I mean, EA
that?
Play is part of Game Pass now, right?
I know,
matter
but
what,
EA
or is
Play
it
is also separate, is what I mean. So that's what I mean. It's a very odd one, but I'd like to see it, and I'm hoping Battlefield 6 is good. We need a really good shooter to sort of compete with Call of Duty, because everyone plays Warzone and stuff, but honestly, I just want a decent shooter that isn't Call of Duty for a change.
Yeah.
So,
and we just going back to the topic of the next gen, like we've seen what happened to Cyberpunk, so
yeah,
I think it's a good thing that because like we all know that the PS4 and the Xbox One, the OG consoles, they can't they can't do as much as even the Pro and the Xbox One X. So.
Yeah, and honestly, Battlefield's known for being a beautiful looking game normally. I mean, out of all the shooters, Battlefield normally looks the best, I feel, anyway. I mean, I'm not saying all the time, but it normally looks really pretty. It's got massive, like, 100-player matches and stuff like that, and stupidly oversized things, like oversized multiplayer areas and stuff. Obviously, Warzone sort of doing that now as well, but it used to just be Battlefield that did that.
And the destruction, man, of the buildings and stuff.
Yes.
I don't know if the newer game has that, but man, when I first witnessed that, I was like, "That's crazy."
I used to love Bad Company on 360. Oh, what a game!
Never played it.
Bad Company.
Bad Company was good.
It's just you said about the destructibility. Just imagine like a single player campaign where you can like mow down buildings as you go. Great. I feel like that's where the destruction came from in Battlefield, was from Bad Company first. I'm sure Bad Company was like the first Battlefield to have that as the sort of focus. But definitely play it. If you can get a copy of it cheap, definitely play it. Bad Company and Bad Company 2 are really, really fun games.
Backwards compatible? Or?
Maybe. I'm not going to act like I've played it in a while.
Gotcha. No worries.
I'm going to Google that now. Is Bad Company 2? It still says here, is it still active in 2021?
Wow.
It's funny. I was looking on Wikipedia, and if you go to Tencent, it says that they own 40% of Epic Games.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So Sony ain't buying Epic Games, are they?
No.
Definitely not.
Bad Company and Battlefield 3 were added as backwards compatible at the same time, so yes, it is.
Nice.
According to Google.
Cool.
Oh, what's next on our exciting list? Oh, Xbox Game Pass adds Alexa support. Now, I don't have an Alexa, but I like the idea of it where you can just be like, Alexa, download me that game off Game Pass, and it does it. Although I feel like you could just plug your Kinect in and do that, and it would just be the same. But
Yeah.
everyone hated that on the Xbox One, that you had to talk to it to do stuff, and now everyone's like, Yes,
Bring it
I
back.
can now be
Well, it
tracked
was
by my
fine on
Alexa.
you too.
Yeah. Well, the only difference is it's getting sold to both Amazon and Microsoft now, so it's two lots of data going. So
Yeah.
whatever happened to Cortana? Didn't Xbox have like a Cortana one that was the same thing, but it was like it wasn't.
I think that's only on PC though. I believe no.
I've no idea. I always liked Kinect. I always liked being able to tell it to do stuff when it worked, although you'd end up shouting at it.
Yeah, because
A
the
lot
new
of the time.
consoles don't even have a Kinect port anymore.
No. I'm surprised they haven't brought out a little adapter, because Sony have brought out a little adapter for the PS5, so it works with the PSVR headset and stuff. You can't use
I think they're
PSVR
just-
without the adapter. You have to send off
Yeah.
for one. But surely, or even someone just make like a little adapter that it connects you connecting basically.
Maybe
Just
there's a third party one, but I feel like Microsoft wants to just
forget that
distance
exists.
themselves away.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
just a
Yeah,
shame though, because you could
yeah, like,
literally get rid of your Xbox One completely then. Whereas if you do happen to have Kinect games and you play them regularly, I don't know if anyone that does that. Someone out there is really into Sonic Riders right now. But
or Sonic Riders or Kinect Sports.
Kinect
and
Sports
that's it.
was good though. I could play Kinect
No,
Sports
yeah,
loads, but
Or that Sesame Street game.
Yeah, but oh my god! But like, here's the thing: Kinect Sports was good, but it's not a rare game. God damn it!
well, it is. You just don't like the new Rare, unfortunately.
No, I don't like the rare from that time. From that time period, I enjoyed the rare from Grab by the Ghoulies to Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. Okay, I like those games.
Oh, I'm like, I quite enjoyed Kinect in aspects of it. I wish it had not been a camera and it had just been like a microphone that picked up your commands some days, though. I feel like it would have put a lot less people off. But it's funny that people hated it and moaned about it, and now that's what your phone does. You've all got smart tellies, and that all tracks you. Everything you do, your phone listens to you, it records you, it sells your details on, your webcam picks up everything you do. That's just the world we live in nowadays. So it just makes me chuckle how everyone really hated on Xbox. Yeah,
Mhm.
here we are,
Like-
and
But like
never-
about
I don't
Kinect,
know.
go
I've
on.
never
Corey.
used Connect. I never used Connect or any of the stuff, so I don't know.
did anyone ever
Does
have
it
the
really
old
help me?
360 camera, that little square
Yep.
one? That was amazing.
had-
That never
I had
works on
that.
anything apart from Uno.
Yeah, I remember there
But-
was a fad going around for a while where people were getting together and playing naked Uno.
Yeah, that was the thing. I was telling my wife about this. She didn't believe me. That was the whole thing.
Why?
It was just
Why
literally.
are you sleeping? What?
It was just full of weird creeps playing Uno with random
Yeah.
people and getting the wangs out every now and again just because they could.
What
Wow.
the fuck?
That's right.
On like the
'Cause
world's
they
baddest,
could.
on the world's worst webcam, because that camera had the worst resolution. You could stand in front of it and you would be like a blur. I had a game and it was like, I'm sure it was like you had to knock balls or something like that. You had to control a ball and spin into things, and you could only use it with this bloody camera, and it never worked. It was like the iToy. It was just terrible. It was honestly.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm scared. Okay, just
It was scary because the type of person that would play naked Uno, you didn't want to see anyway.
Yeah.
It was a Fork Boy who was doing it.
Oh,
I'm now imagining I gave you the other vaccination playthrough of naked you.
Oh my god.
well, as
I
a
guess-
family, as a family, we had a lot of fun with Connect. We would all get together at the in-laws' house. Me, the wife, her brother, the parents. We get to drinking and we start playing Dance Dance Revolutions on the Connect. It was so much fun. We'd play it for
Mhm.
hours.
But like, here's the thing. I do, even though Kinect with a lot of games don't work properly, it's not Kinect's fault. The technology is there. the problem is that almost no one knew how to use it properly.
Well, the fact that the
And not even that.
government's just spent like $1 billion or $10 billion for or even more probably to Microsoft because they're using it now. Connect technology in the military for like
Mhm.
future soldiers and stuff like that. It clearly works. It's
To
just
play
people were
Kinect-
lazy.
That's
It's
what I was gonna
just to
say.
play.
Like, yeah, like that's what I was gonna say. Like they still made money off of it because so many other like hospitals and like like colleges I think even used it to like train certain of their students and stuff like that. So it made money, And I
Everyone
think
excited
another-
for Naked Uno.
Naked
I
Uno
think
2.
another big part of it was that
Naked Uno 2.
it was definitely a. I think you guys are right. Definitely, the whole thing about people not knowing how to use it. But I think another big part of it was that you just needed a lot of space to actually utilize it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that was the problem for me. Like I never had enough space to like because it says it was like 10 feet between you and the camera. It's like who has that kind of space?
Yeah.
Exactly.
True.
But it's funny
That
though. I
guy's
plugged it in.
forced
You
it
could,
on you.
yeah, you could plug it into your PC, and there was so many third-party apps you could use it for. Like I had one that was like a 3D. It scanned it into your 3D printer based on your Kinect. So you plugged your Kinect in, and you spun round. You like turned round, and it did a full 3D model of you, and you could print it
Wow.
off on you. And I mean, it wasn't perfect, but
Mhm.
you could get all the detail and stuff like that. So the camera was good, and I mean, on the computer you could get it to go off all your fingers and everything. Whereas on the Xbox, it was just sort of like balls, wasn't it, for hands and stuff. So
Yeah, something like that. But about the thing from Kinect Adapter, since I have an Xbox Series S, I'm keeping my Xbox One X, so I intend to in the future buy a Kinect adapter and maybe give it a shot for Kinect Sports Rivals or that
yes,
count Kinect games, something like that.
we should definitely do like a Kinect game night. I am down for that.
Sure.
I've got loads of Kinect games I've never played properly that I'd love to get into. I just think it'd be hilarious.
Is it true
Yeah.
that Dead Rising 3, if you have Connect, the zombies can hear
Yeah.
you like talking or whatever, or background noise?
You can also shout commands
Actually-
and stuff like that into it, and it does like your
Like-
followers help you and stuff.
Yeah, during
That's
the
cool.
during the beginning of the Xbox One generation, Microsoft invested in games with Kinect features. So, like Rise Son of Rome, there was in Rise of Rome there was a voice command for you to shoot the catapults instead of pressing the button. You screamed or
Yeah.
something like that. So they tried to invest, but it didn't work out.
No.
I think
Got
the Dead
mine.
Rising 3 thing sounds cool though.
Still got my Xbox One X hooked up because of the optical audio.
Yeah.
'Cause
Mhm.
I play guitar, and I use Rocksmith 2016 Remastered a whole lot to learn new songs and stuff. And there's so much of a delay between the time that you hit the string to the time you hear the sound using the HDMI audio. And if you use optical audio, it's instantaneous. So I really missed that. I missed that optical audio port on the back of the Series X. I think that was a mistake. They should have kept it in there.
They must have looked at the numbers though. There mustn't have been a huge amount of people using it, unfortunately. But I agree, it should have just kept it in for the amount of the like 10 pence it would have probably cost per unit to keep it in.
Yeah.
I think they said it wasn't the money. I think it was I think they just didn't have space or whatever. I don't know how much space that one that needs, but like I think that maybe they had like didn't have space for whatever the card that they need for that or something like that. I'm not sure, but that's what I remember hearing.
I like changing the subject a little bit. So you play guitar? I would have guessed it.
I got 5 of them.
Yeah, some guitars in the background there. I see them. Right above his screen.
I got guitars, amp pedals on the floor, amps on the floor.
Nice.
Is that Rocksmith any
Awesome.
good then? Because I always wanted to get it to try and learn to play guitar properly.
I really like it. I really like it a lot.
Nice. I might have
It's,
to try and pick up a cheap second-hand copy of it somewhere, trying
It's
to
got
find
a
it.
neat interface, and you can break the songs down in slow motion and in certain sections and change tempos.
Oh, that's
Yeah, that's the one
really
that's
cool.
like
Problem.
supposed to like teach you, right?
Yeah,
Wow.
I mean it does, but you're better off having a little bit of guitar knowledge going into it instead of just trying to learn directly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just always found it always looked nice. I played when I was younger. I haven't played in years. And I always like Guitar Hero and stuff, but it's like this isn't anything like playing a guitar. This is me just hammering a bit of plastic.
Now,
As much as I
what
enjoy it.
You can choose lead, rhythm, or
Oh,
bass.
nice.
And whatever you
Awesome.
choose, it rips that original track out of the music. So you can literally go in as a lead guitarist and make a classic song sound like shit because you play like shit.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
I love it.
Exactly.
I like that it does bass as well, though. I like that's
Yeah.
quite good. I'm gonna have to look into that then. I'm gonna have to look into that.
It's worth to try.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Backwards compatibility is definitely a good thing.
Yeah. Do you know what I'm gutted about? While we're on about like rhythm games, the fact that Guitar Hero, the last one was it? I don't know what the last Guitar Live.
Yeah.
They
it was
switched.
live.
I really enjoyed the fact it had like a music channel that you played along with what was live at the time, and then they stripped it out and took it out and shut it down. I was gutted because that was the best bit in it. So
I didn't buy that game, but we inherited it from my in-laws. They got it, and then they didn't like it because it didn't have the 5 buttons in a row anymore.
they've
It had
changed
the
it.
3 on top of 3, so that you actually felt like you were making chord patterns.
Yeah.
They didn't like that, so they said, here, they gave us 2 guitars in the game, and I played it once, and that's all I did was play the live music part because I couldn't figure out the menu to do the rest.
No, it's not the best, but I think I picked it up secondhand for like a £5, and for that you don't complain. But it had like Tenacious D on it and all sorts. This the live sort of play along session. It was absolutely fantastic. And then they've took that out, and the current song selection that you get is terrible. So I've not played it since, basically. So their loss.
That's life for you.
Yeah.
Actually my the jewel to my collection is off camera. You can't see it.
Oh,
That's very nice.
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 Yeah.
Very nice.
It's BC Rich doesn't make that model anymore. They haven't made it since 2000.
Awesome.
Nice. I used to have a Paul Stanley Kiss guitar when I was younger, and I wish I'd not sold it. Absolutely gutted.
What?
I had
Really?
we Kiss,
had
Kiss Kiss did like a line of guitars, and it was like the Paul Stanley one I had, and it was gorgeous. And it was like all pointed, and then I got rid of it because I just didn't play guitar much, and just life. And now I'm gutted.
Yeah. That's such a shame, man. God damn it.
And I've not seen
I
one
did something
since.
similar. I did something similar, kind of stupidly too, when I was younger. I had the but different. Like it was a video game. It was the Legend of Zelda, like the Master Edition or whatever.
Yeah.
And the idiot. I mean, I don't know if it's worth that much now, but like I mean, maybe by now it is. But like this was like maybe 10 years ago, and I sold it to GameStop of all places for like $20. I was like, because I don't have a GameCube or anything, and it was the GameCube version, and I'm just like, I don't need this anymore. So
that my gaming selling regret was the firefighting game on the Saturn. I sold that, and I regret selling it. I got it cheap, so I didn't lose money on it. But it's like the year after I sold my Saturn and all my games, it shot up in price, and that one was it's like a 150 quid game now. But I think I got about 60 quid for it. But still, I can't remember what it's called.
The original copies of not the greatest hit copies, but the original copies of the first Silent Hill and the first Resident Evil on PlayStation 1 are over $100. What's
annoying is I've owned multiple of them over the years, and I sell them on.
But like,
to be fair, nowadays I'm 90% digital. I don't have the space for stuff, and I like the what's the word? Just the ease of it all being in one place. So like I've got a real SNES, like an original SNES, but I've also got the mini SNES, and I'd rather play on the mini SNES because it's digital, and I've got all my games on there, and I can just play them when I want in HD, not on potato telly like AVI. And the problem with retro is I love collecting retro, but there's that risk of it's going to stop working and it could drop in value. I mean, it probably won't, but there's some games that are just not worth having, and they just take up so much space. And like I say, that's why I got a Dreamcast, because the Dreamcast plays whatever you put in it. So
yeah.
I'm not that fussed. Do you know what I mean?
I wanted the TurboGrafx Mini, but now it's like
I've got that. I was going to sell it, and I nearly sold it last year because I didn't play it, but it shot up in price. So I'm like, no, I'll keep that now. Thank you.
Yeah, no. Now it's too expensive. I'm not going to pay for it.
I want a C64 Mini. That's what I'm looking at next, a C64 Mini, but they've literally not kept their value at all. So they're like 30 quid now instead of 60, what they used to be. So that's a good buy.
Yeah.
But we'll jump back onto Xbox news, or just gaming news in general. So this week they've had the Resident Evil 8 showcase. Now I didn't watch it, but I sort of caught up on all the news and stuff. Now they announced there is multiple demos coming, or beta demos. So these are going to be timed demos that are only available for 24 hours at a time. Now I believe there's 2 coming to PlayStation 5, and then there's 1 that's coming to all consoles and PC and PlayStation 5. And PlayStation 5 for that multi-platform demo have 30 minutes early access. Yes. That big Jim Ryan money getting that 30 minutes early access to Resident Evil 8.
That proves something.
That's where all that money's going.
Yeah, right.
We don't want Game Pass Day 1 games. We want 30 minutes longer to play Resident Evil 8 demo.
No, like Xbox bought Bethesda. No worries, guys. I got you covered. You're gonna get the demo.
Yeah. It's not even a permanent demo. They're literally a day long, and then they're no use. I mean, I remember, to be fair, we're laughing about this, but Xbox did the exact same thing with Resi 5.
Yeah. And it's completely fucked up.
And I remember I used to, I'll admit this, I burnt a load of copies. You could download it on the internet and put it onto a disc and put it into your computer. So if you didn't have Xbox Live or from America, you could still actually play it. So we used to share it around friends so we could all play the Resi 5 demo when it came out. So, but Xbox did it. They got exclusive demos.
Not just that, but also Devil May Cry, the last one that it has had an exclusive demo for Xbox. Like, that's so stupid. Why?
Money.
But why would you hype that up though? It's not really hype. Really.
It's just a demo, guys. God damn it.
Yeah, but do you know what though? We laugh about this, but PlayStation, they did this before with Resident Evil. Oh no, it wasn't Resident Evil, it was Silent Hill, and they got PT, which became one of the most rarest sort of game prototype sort of proof of concepts ever, because 1, it never came to any other console. 2, they deleted it from the store, so you could never re-download it. They deleted it from your download history, so you could never re-download it. And so if it's on your console now, that is all that's left of it. There's no other way to get it. And so they're laughing, those that have played it. I mean, I never played PT, but I heard it's fantastic for like a short sort of experience. But it is funny. The fact that they even tweeted out, like, PlayStation users, you get 30 minutes advanced entry into the demo. I'm like, yeah, they're all excited.
Like, this thing from demos and PlayStation makes me miss the demo discs that came with the PlayStation magazines.
Yeah, but the Xbox magazine demos were crap. The PlayStation mag demos, the PS1 demos were the best. They were absolutely fantastic.
Exactly.
That Tekken demo where you had like 5 or 6 characters and like 4 levels. I played that for about 10 hours. I probably played it more than Tekken 3 in the end.
Is that?
Came on its own little black case. It was amazing.
I just remember the dinosaur, the T-Rex.
The demo discs that came with PC Gamer magazine were the best.
Oh, PC Gamer, they give you like full games as well, don't they? Though it's fantastic.
Yeah, that and you'd have that was back when internet speeds were not really that bad, not really that good. So you'd get like the whole version of 3D Mark or Sysoft Sandra. You get the whole version on a demo disc with PC Gamer.
And it was like 10,000 GIFs or something. It was like JPEGs because everyone wanted JPEGs back then.
I didn't mind paying $13 for a magazine when I was getting all that stuff.
Yeah, the fact that PlayStation magazines and Xbox magazines are £6 in the UK, and you don't get up with them. It's just a magazine, and they're crap. Give us a disc. Yeah. I miss discs. I miss demos. Even demos they're not that good on the Xbox. Nowadays, the demo comes out after the game comes out most of the time.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
So
why don't they just do like? Why don't they just
sometime go on
like where they just give you like you could play like 30 minutes of the game or whatever, you know? Like it's not a demo, but it's just like you have to download the whole game though. But then they give you like a free trial. Why don't they just do that for every game? I don't get it.
Well, some games you can probably finish them in half an hour though. So
yeah. Like sometimes the whole game is the demo.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, but sometimes the first 30 minutes of a game isn't good. The demo they give you is like the best bits or like something to hook you in. I mean,
it was supposed to do that.
Yeah, I used to love the Dead Rising demo when that first came out. When you had like a 10-minute time limit to play.
Yeah.
So me and my friend had that because I was the only one that had like the decent enough internet and the Xbox 360 back then. We would hammer that one after the other to see who could get the most kills for hours. Just going and trying. We knew every single area in that demo that you could get to. We tried everything. We used every item, every weapon, because that's all you could do back then. It was fantastic. I miss demos so bad. So, nice. But unfortunately, we only get one day. We only get 24 hours to play the Resident Evil 8 demo.
That's so weird.
And supposedly,
I was gonna say, like, I don't get why is it only available for that amount of time? Like that makes.
I don't know. I've been hearing online that the Resident Evil is going to include like cooking mechanics, and you have to hunt animals to cook them. I'm like, that's not Resident Evil. Resident Evil should be fixed camera and zombies. I don't care about werewolves. I don't care about 19-foot big-bosomed vampire ladies. I don't care about... and like I say, I just want zombies.
Are you sure that this is not from Far Cry?
Well, that's supposedly this is something that leaked. I mean, it's not confirmed, but it seemed pretty solid that was going to be included. I mean, it's not like you don't have to eat to survive, but you have to like go around, like it's like an open world more. This game, it's like an open city, like a village, and you have to go and like do little side missions for people, like get me 10, I don't know, dog's legs or something. I don't know what they do. And and I was like, I hope that's not true, because Resident Evil, it's just not Resident Evil. It looks a good game. It looks gorgeous, and it probably plays well, but it's just not Resident Evil.
You can be surprised. It may come out as a good thing. Maybe. I'm not saying that it will, but just maybe.
Just give me...
It was priceless seeing the look on Fabio's face when you mentioned the 19-foot big bosom woman. He was seriously contemplating that, like, maybe I do want that.
That's probably the most enticing thing about Resident Evil 8 so far. The rest of it just doesn't interest me. I didn't like the look of 7. I don't like the first person view because it's not Resident Evil to me. I don't like the setting. I don't like the lack of zombies. I just want a classic Resident Evil in like a city or a mansion, or I just want just all the old games. I'm fine.
You just want to replay Resident Evil 1 all over again.
No, I play 1 every now and again. The best version of Resident Evil 1, other than the GameCube one, is the DS one, where when the zombies come near you, you're like, and you have to knife them. You knife them with the stylus. It's fantastic. Mm-hmm. They've actually added loads of content to that. So for the classic Resident Evil one, the DS version, weirdly, is like the best version. then obviously the GameCube one's better, but that's a remake. But for like the classic graphics and the classic mansion and that, the DS version is weirdly the best version. And it's just weird, but I definitely recommend playing it if you've got a DS.
So before Resident Evil kind of went off the rails and got away from its roots, would you say 4 was the last classic style
Nope.
Resident Evil?
3 was, or what? No, Veronica, I'd assume. I've not. 4's never interested me either. Resident Evil 4, I was interested in when it was the Hookman version, and you were infected with the virus and you were hallucinating and stuff. That looked amazing. And then they took it out, and 4 is like the last grasp of classic Resi, but they got rid of the fixed camera angles and they made it more actiony and stuff. And I didn't. I don't want to.
Why is there vampires? I'm so confused.
And werewolves. Who knows?
Werewolves too? What?
Is it confirmed that there are going to be vampires? I know there's going to be werewolves, but is it confirmed?
Have you not seen the giant, the giant vampire lady?
But is she a vampire or something else? I got no idea.
Well, she's not a zombie.
Anything. I don't know anything about Resident Evil 8. I haven't looked at anything about it.
Like, how far away from monsters created from a virus created inside a lab can we get?
I know.
Quite far, clearly.
They don't want to have zombies anymore. They just don't want to do it. People are, I guess, sick of zombies. I don't know.
Give us Resident Evil Outbreak 1 and 2 remade, or just bring them back out with online multiplayer.
Yeah.
That game was fantastic.
I love Resident Evil Code Veronica. They should remake that game.
They should.
Yeah,
they really should, or make a sequel to it because it was awesome. It had like the best story, because it's like that one was about like the people who founded Umbrella, right? It was like a brother and sister.
I just remember the skinhead kid with the fucking golden oozes, like always crying and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, fantastic.
It was so messed up because it was like a brother and a sister, and so like they were like sexually attracted to each other. It was fucking disturbing.
Yeah, like I say, I sort of stopped playing Resident Evil after Veronica and stuff, and I've played some of the other games through the years, and none of them have that feel of classic Resident Evil anymore. I mean, Resi 2 and 3 remake were good games, but they didn't have that feeling for me. It didn't feel like a Resident Evil game. It felt like just an action game.
The Resident Evil 2 didn't? Really?
But it won't fix camera angle. It was over the shoulder. I don't want that. I want classic. I want fixed camera angles.
Fair enough.
That's all I want. Or Dino Crisis. Bring me Dino Crisis back. Come on. It's been like 15 years now. We need a Dino Crisis game.
I saw someone on Reddit say they want Turok back, a remaster of it.
That would be good.
Who doesn't want Turok back?
Kind of like they also said that it would be interesting if they did it kind of like a to be competitive with Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh, that would be cool.
That would be interesting.
I think Second Extinction is the closest you're gonna get to.
I can't wait for that. That's just like Left 4 Dead though, as well, isn't it? Like it's Left 4 Dead mixed with Turok by the looks. That's Second Extinction.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that. Something like that.
It looks so much fun. I can't wait.
It does. It's
Yeah.
not long to. Right, we are back. Unfortunately, my internet just kicked out.
Oh.
Can you hear me?
Somebody's back.
I'm back.
Yes, we can.
Oh.
We can.
Oh, apologies to everyone. I have no idea.
Oh,
it's terrible. It just stopped and just kicked me out. We'll wrap this up in a minute because we might not even be streaming live. Who knows anymore?
Nope.
Exactly. Let's then finish with our most important topic, I would say, that is everyone has interest in buying Square Enix.
I do too. I want to buy it.
Yeah,
I'll buy it too.
Yeah.
I'll buy some stocks right now. Let's do it.
I think we're still on though. By the way, I just refreshed my the page.
Yeah, apologies. What I'll do is I'll have a listen to the audio afterwards. I'll and if there's a gap, I'll just put a quick dubbing over the top of it saying sorry.
Again, this is our first time doing the stream on YouTube, and today on our first YouTube stream episode, Ash in connection decided to go.
I'm
to
surprised.
Idaho.
All you gotta do, Ash, is tell them we had a potato outbreak.
Yep, potato
Exactly.
outbreak. To be fair, I'm surprised we
We
managed
need
to
to-
make an hour and a half before we had any issues. And with my
Yeah.
internet for the last few days, I wasn't sure we'd even get the podcast live because, like I say, I tried chatting with you on Xbox Live last night, didn't I, Fabio? And it just every 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes, it kept kicking us out. I even broke his Sea of Thieves because it said I was still there when I wasn't. So,
Oh damn.
Exactly, that was bizarre.
but
But like, this gives me an idea to make an intermission stream, which is only a big potato in the middle of the
That's
stream.
it,
and
yeah.
That's it.
be right back
Or a
with
bunch
us the
of potatoes,
potato.
that's what that way it's known.
Exactly. So,
Zombie potatoes.
what? No potatoes. That's it.
You better
That's
get a
what-
potato in the shape of a heart.
But it needs to be broken.
But like, exactly. But like, what do you guys think? Who is interested in buying Square Enix? I only know that rumor said that Microsoft has interest in it. Sony also has interest in it. I think there is also another company, Boomerang, stuff like that. I don't remember the name of it. But
We must also say though that Square Enix did come out the next day and said we're not selling these this report is false. But this was by Bloomberg, who normally are accurate, or at least sort of more reliable than sort of a Twitter guy.
mhm.
Like that guy that said that Konami was signed,
Yeah,
sealed, and delivered to Kojima the other day.
Here's the thing. Our problem with rumors, we don't like to spread rumors as if they were facts. We do like to comment and give our opinions, always considering them to be rumors. But when you just make something or a post or a video saying that it is done, it happened, this company is now part of this other company, that's fucked up. We don't like that. So
No.
don't get angry at us.
No, don't
the
block
most
me on
get
Twitter,
angry-
bitch.
Get angry with Ash. Simple as that. Not with the rest of the podcast.
I just wikied Square Enix, and Sony cannot afford Square Enix.
What are they worth now?
How mu-
Their revenue alone is $21 billion a year.
Nice.
Wow.
Their all assets is over $200 billion.
Nice.
Damn.
Mhm.
Wow. Well,
Nice.
So
I
And
would
like PlayStation bought Insomniac for what? 200 million? 300?
what a buy that was, wasn't it? That's such a good
Yeah.
investment.
No, like Insomniac is a great studio, but still, like, it's not a huge amount of money in comparison with these other companies.
no.
So
Yeah,
it-
Microsoft
it's
on that ship. for
it's
example.
another proof that Sony wouldn't be able to completely afford Square Enix.
has Sony ever dropped billions on anything?
No, not really.
Good question.
so
Who did they
Good
buy
Good
last?
question.
Was it Insomniac? Was the last purchase?
Yeah, for what I remember, it was.
no, they bought that anime like app.
Yeah, they bought the
Funimation.
anime app. They
Yeah.
bought 50% of Evo, but still, I'm talking.
Yeah.
I'm mostly talking about gaming studios.
Yeah.
No, I
It's a
don't think
good
they have.
studio,
To be
man.
fair, they tried to
That's
buy
fine.
But like-
Crunchyroll for 1.2 billion. That's what they were going for, but obviously that's been derailed by
Why?
Japanese authorities because they're saying it would make it
It's
too
because
much of a
they're not-
monopoly because they're the only two anime streaming sites in the world that are good. So
Oh,
basically,
they
Sony
couldn't
would
buy it.
own everything. So at the moment, it's sort of scuppered. I mean, they might get it through eventually, but right now it's not looking good for Sony buying Crunchyroll, which I'm
Oh,
grateful for
okay.
because the whole Crunchyroll is literally like the good alternative to Funimation.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
if they buy it, then there isn't an alternative. So you basically got to go with it, or you're stuck with Netflix, which does horrible dubs for classic animes, and
Yeah.
so there's not anything else. Do you know what I mean? So But yeah, I don't know who's going to buy them. I don't know if anyone even will buy Square, but it'd be a good buy if Xbox if they were to be bought out by Xbox, which there's no proof they're gonna or anything.
I don't think so.
That would be a big win though, because there's some fantastic. One, it'd be amazing for the Japanese crowd to get the Japanese gamers in, and two, it would it'd bring out all those IPs that we never get over here on Xbox. So.
Like not just the Japanese crowd, but for everyone, because of all the variety that Square Enix would bring to Xbox, and it's right now bringing it to Game Pass with some of their JRPGs.
Yeah.
I mean, it
If
says
they end up
statement.
sorry, Slayer, what is it?
No, it says here that they made an official statement with regards to that Bloomberg report, and they're saying, "We do not consider selling off the company or any part of its businesses, nor have we received offer from any third party to acquire the company or any part of its business."
Yeah, that's what I said. They did come out and say they did state it was all bullshit, but you never know. I mean, maybe it's just someone sniffing. You know what I mean? They're just putting the feelers out there. Who knows?
Like, I think why are we talking about this? Because there was a post from, I think it was King Ragnar on Twitter, that said that Microsoft had the intention of acquiring Square Enix, but of course he was saying that, but totally considering it to be a rumor, and that's how we are going to deal with it. I also don't think that's going to be possible to.
I heard they offered Kojima a corner office
to buy it because. Yeah.
Oh, he potatoed out.
A little bit, yeah.
Xbox Live Potato Podcast. This is turning into today, isn't it?
Exactly. I think I'm back. Maybe. There we go.
You're back, yeah. Can you
I visited Idaho. There we go.
Did you hear what I said? Did you hear what I said?
He sort of potatoed over it, so say it again.
Oh, I said I heard Microsoft offered Kojima a corner office.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
There was all sorts going around about Kojima. Some people were saying that Xbox wanted them to head up the Japanese Xbox division and help get developers in, and they just got wilder and wilder. It would make sense though, but
if you look at Kojima, the big thing about Kojima has been butting heads with Konami and Sony for years, and Microsoft has proven here lately that they are willing to give developers and creators the freedom that they are looking for. And Kojima, he wants freedom. He doesn't want to be held down. He wants to see his visions through, and he wants them to be exactly. I don't think he was happy with Death Stranding. I think Sony pushed that into a direction he didn't want to go, but it still was in his vision, so he dealt with it.
Yeah, and they don't seem that interested in following up on that, because it didn't. No. I don't think it sold very well on PlayStation. Well, I don't say it didn't sell well. It did sell well, but it didn't sell to like how they expected it to, like their sort of expectations. So
we have somebody else in the chat now.
Hello.
Nice.
I can't see the chat, so you'll have to tell us what it says.
No, I just did an emoji.
Thanks for staying with us through all of this.
Is that a potato? Is that a potato?
Potato.
That's like
potato emoji. Simple as that.
No. And speaking of Resident Evil, that we were on before the internet decided to die, they have announced a Resident Evil 4 Oculus Quest 2 port coming. So it's like a first person. It's Resident Evil 4 in first person for VR, basically. There's not a huge amount on it. It looks all right. I'll probably pick it up because I've got a Quest 2. I'll try and pick it up when it comes out, but it's not coming to Quest 1. It's only coming to Quest 2. So if you're a Quest 1 buyer, tough shit. You don't get to play. But yet again, that's Resident Evil 4 now being ported for the 7,000th and 50th time to another console or platform. Yeah, I mean, it's been on everything now: phones, tablets, every console I can think of. I'm just surprised it's not on like toasters yet. I mean, it may as well be. So yeah, exciting
I have
times.
I have a little bit of a something that I found out today, gaming related. Elder Scrolls Online is apparently gonna offer loot boxes for free now going forward.
Ooh.
Like there's gonna be the option of buying them still, but apparently they're also gonna allow you to earn them in game.
Oh, that's good then.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah,
That's
apparently
great.
it says here, a future Elder Scrolls Online update will introduce Endeavors, a new series of updated challenges that will reward players with gold, XP, and a new currency called Seals of Endeavor, which can be used to buy any crown crates currently available. Here are some of the things you might be asked to do as part of the Endeavor system: steal or pickpocket items, complete quests, defeat enemies using class or weapon abilities, sell items to vendors, craft different types of items, defeat different types of monsters, and harvest resource nodes.
Nice. And there's also the next gen patch coming
Nice.
soon as well, so that'll be fun.
100%, yeah.
Really excited for that. Really excited. Good news for ESO. Let's just say like that. Really nice.
And that's an Xbox exclusive. No, I'm just kidding.
I still think they should have given the like I suggested on Twitter, the last ever Elder Scrolls game you're going to get to play on PlayStation Cape for free. As part of that's what they should have done on Elder Scrolls Online, just for fun of it. I keep laughing at the video with the gameplay I'm looking at. That even though it's my gameplay from earlier, just setting fire to kids' presents as a cloud just makes me laugh.
Yeah.
So please, people, play Rain on Your Parade. It's bloody hilarious.
I think I'll try it out tomorrow.
It's definitely
like
worth playing.
Yeah.
Another update for games as well for Xbox. Sea of Thieves Season 2's out now. So jump on there to level up. You can there's a new world event, Fort of Fortune, new emissary ledger rewards, buyable resource crates, so you don't have to like go out and find all the cannonballs when you get started and stuff. Emissary trade routes, 100 levels of rewards, a barrel disguise emote, which I think's stupid, but hey. More Pirate Emporium items, and also they're doing Twitch drops from Friday the 23rd of April to Tuesday the 27th of April. So you just got to watch 20 minutes of someone playing on Twitch who's a partner for Sea of Thieves, and you get a Gilded Phoenix hat, Gilded Phoenix gloves, Gilded Phoenix trousers, a Gilded Phoenix dress, and a Gilded Phoenix hook. And I've shared that on our Twitter page if anyone wants to have a look at what they look like.
And there's a free emote.
Nice.
That?
Pardon?
You did, right?
What's
a free emote as well.
Oh yeah, the barrel.
The barrel is
barrel
free.
emote?
At level
Oh, that's the free
13,
one?
I believe. I think it's level 13 you have to reach to get.
I don't know, but there's one that you can just buy off the store right now.
Oh yeah. What they do that like every week. You get a new free emote, or every sort of month as a free emote. So jump onto the Sea of Thieves store if you're a player and just get it for free before it goes up in price.
Get ready to get more annoyed because of the barrel emotes.
Yeah.
I do like how that you could buy resources now. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, we don't have to wait like 10 minutes of running around the island getting all the bananas and the wood. We can literally just buy a crate at the beginning of the day and just go. And
I'm just happy to not have to wait 10 minutes to wait for my game to load. Simple as
yeah, how quick? As some, obviously you've got a Series S now. How much quicker is the load time compared to the One X or the Xbox One for Sea of Thieves?
It's another game. It's
great, isn't it? Because you couldn't believe when we were playing and we were already on the boat, ready to go, waiting for you just to load into game before. So
yeah, this is what it was supposed to be like. I think this is what they wanted, but you know, the last gen consoles were just too slow. So.
No, exactly. And I think that's it for today, everyone. I think we've pretty much talked about everything we had to talk about. I know Alucard's about to die. He's not himself, his battery on his laptop. We're not that in that sort of sense, so don't worry about that. I'd like to thank you all for joining us again, lads, and Jinna, who's already had to leave. Thank you to everyone who's watched over us on YouTube for a change. I know we've probably confused people by switching from Twitter to YouTube, so big thank you, and big thank you to everyone that stuck through the internet cutting out halfway through. But yeah, so for last time, because next week I'm going to have it so it says where everyone's from. Where can everyone find you? So Alucard, where can people find you?
I am Xbox Live False Alucard 628. Twitter, which is Alucard 729 at False Alucard. So, and I don't have a YouTube channel though. So,
sorry.
Only this podcast. No worries. You'll get there. You'll get there.
What about you, Bob?
Believe it.
This is KY Bob. You can find me on Xbox Live. You can find me on PlayStation. You can find me on YouTube. And you can find me every Saturday here chatting with these chaps. Right on.
For one moment, I thought you would forget the name of the podcast.
Or he also had a potato for a second. Kind of cut off.
It's an accident.
What about you, Slayer?
What about?
So I'm Slayer exclusive pretty much everywhere. On YouTube, I'm Slayer exclusive gaming, and also on Twitter. But other than that, I'm on Xbox Live. I'm on PlayStation, as Slayer exclusive, without the gaming. So yeah.
About you, Fabio?
You can always find me here as the co-host of this wonderful podcast with these wonderful people that I always have a blast to chit-chat and play games with them. As well as you can find me on Twitter as FBOAmorin97. And you can also find me on Xbox as BoFunLizard8 with a capital B, a capital L, and 2 Fs.
There you go. And you can find me on Xbox Live and Twitter under I'm a Ghostbuster now. So that's I'm a space Ghostbuster, but with a 0 instead of an O. And obviously, you can find the channel on everything: Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Xbox Live Party Podcast or XBL Party Podcast. And you can even listen to the episodes as audio only on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Anchor, anywhere basically that you can get your podcasts, we upload to that. And like I say, huge thank you to everyone for being here. I hope you like the new layout we've trialed this week. Obviously, hopefully next week Vodafone have pulled the finger out and fixed the internet here, and I'm back up to sort of good speeds, not hamster wheel speeds. But yeah, we'd love to hear your feedback on what you think of this new layout. We'd like to get as much feedback of you as possible so we can just keep improving. But other than that, have a great weekend, play lots of games, have lots of fun, and we'll see you here next Saturday, 8 p.m. British Standard Times. And I can't remember what that equates to America. I think it's 3 p.m.
3 p.m.
Eastern and 12 p.m. Pacific, or is it a.m. Pacific?
No, it's 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m.
Eastern. Yeah, 8 p.m. BST at the moment. And yeah, thank you very much.
And 4 p.m. in Brazil. Simple as that.
Yeah, we need. And next week, I think Alucard's finally died. He's gone. And
yeah.
If we get 1,000 subscribers, Fabio's going to come on and hot tub it for you all as well.
Shut the fuck up.
But yeah, thank you very much, everyone, and we'll see you next week.
Yep. Live and let live.